Some 40 in my right car. Bitches change, they act like I ain't all this. Getting money, nigga, that my man.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new on this channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. It's lit on this channel, so don't miss out. So in today's video, I'm doing a frontal install, as you can see, and I like to start off with the cap method using my got to be spray for a very natural base. So stay tuned and keep on watching, because we're going to slay this hair. So now I'm using her foundation. You can use any foundation that you like, just make sure it's kind of like an oil-free foundation. And I'm using the MAC in her color, and then I like to blow dry it just to make sure it's dry before I stick on the wig. The cap serves as a natural base for the hair. It just makes the hair look a bit more natural. Now I'm using my got to be glue to really like melt down this wig cap and then blow drying it as usual. So recently I've been using the hood dryer. I really love it. It just fastens the process and it really helps the melting method. And so now I'm basically cutting off the excess cap that we don't need. And the hood dryer, it literally, I would say 5 minutes, and it did the job. So now we're going to go onto the wig. We're going to color the lace to make sure it's the exact same color as her skin. And you rather want to go lighter than darker as well. So now I'm using the got to be spray to really set the foundation to make sure it doesn't become messy when I glue it on the wig. So now we're going to put the wig on, and we're going to make sure that the color is right and the fitting is right, and then everything is basically right. So we're going to comb everything away from the face for a neat install. So now I'm asking my client to basically hold the other end of the wig, because I'm going to cut around the ear area. Now you want to be gentle with this process, because you don't want to cut off too much lace, because it will end up being too short and that won't look nice. So make sure your client holds the other hand, and then you just cut off the excess lace that you don't need. Okay guys, so usually I like to pre-pluck my frontals, which I do, and then what I do is once I basically put the wig onto my client's head, I then go in a bit more and really customize it according to my client's head shape and hairline, because I've just found that it's easier, and you know, it just looks more realistic than having like a set hairline for every single person, because you know, people have different hairlines and different head shapes. So I like to just do the basic plucking, and then when the wig is on, I go in and customize it to the person's hairline. So I like to add an elastic band to all my wigs for the maximum security, and I measure it from one ear to the other. Everyone has a different, you know, head size, so that's how I measure it. I find that it works that way, and then I basically sew it onto the wig close to the ear area, so that my clients have the options of wearing the wig with or without glue. So this is where the magic happens. Yay, we're going to glue this bad boy down using the Boldhold Active. I prefer the Boldhold Active. I feel like it's much stronger and it melts the hair much faster as well. So I always like to cut the middle part in two and start off with just gluing down the front part. So I just call it the middle part because I section it within 3. And then I smooth it out with my tail comb. But you know what, I actually prefer to use my wooden stick. I'm not sure what it's called, but you'll see it, and I will put the link down below, because I feel like when you use the end of the tail comb, it doesn't really smooth out the glue. It kind of like takes the glue off. As you can see, I was really struggling, so I had to go and get my wooden, you see, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called, but I will put the link down below. I just call it my wooden stick, but it just helps really smudge the glue and to really spread the glue, and it helps melt the glue much better. Now the most important thing is when you're sticking down the lace, you want to pull it as tight as you can. As you can see from what I'm doing in the video, I'm really pulling it tight. The tighter you pull it, the more flat it will lay. And then make sure you blow dry it straight away. I blow dried for at least 5 minutes, even though it's fast forwarded in the video. So now we're going to cut the lace, and I'm doing this in zigzag motions as usual for a more natural look, using my razor blade. You can use the scissors as well, it's totally optional, but I like to, well, basically it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I like to use the razor blade, and sometimes I like to use the scissors. And then I go over it again, and I just blow dry it to make sure it's really stuck down. So as you can see, now I'm using the scissors. You see, I just switch it. I just switch it. But guys, look at her hairline. I'm literally loving this hairline. So we're gonna basically continue doing the same thing on both sides. And I usually use, I'll take 3 layers. But for this particular video, I only used 1 layer because she was only wearing it for a day. So now I just like to use my small tail comb or teeth comb and really like press down the lace. You really want to press it. The more you press it, the more flatter it will look. And don't worry if you've missed out on certain spots, you can always go back and just use the end of the comb and just basically go over the places that are not sticking. So you can always do that, and you just press it down, and then you just blow dry it again as usual. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, and as you can see, I started using the end of my tail comb again. I think I must have just put my wooden stick somewhere and I couldn't find it. But yeah, just try and use the wooden stick or anything that, you know, helps the process, because the end of this comb, I'm telling you, it's not worth it. So yeah, so same thing, just pressing it down, pressing it down, and pressing it down. So look at that hairline, it looks amazing. But I could see that the right hand side was a bit more tweezed than the left hand side, so I went in and made it symmetrical so it looks, you know, the same. So now we're basically going to select, I always say basically, what's with me and the word basically? But yeah, sorry guys. So now I'm selecting the baby hairs because she definitely wants baby hairs. It looked good without the baby hairs as well, by the way, but we're going for the baby hair look, so we're just selecting the baby hairs, and we're gonna do like natural baby hairs, nothing too dramatic or over the top. Before I set the hair with mousse, I like to do the parting first. It just helps the process, and then I put on my favorite mousse, which is the Nairobe. I love this mousse a bit. It's the only mousse that I've used that does not lift the lace after gluing it down, so I absolutely love it. I put a lot, it just helps smooth down the hair, and it helps with the baby hair process as well. Look at her checking out her baby hairs because she wasn't sure what type of baby hair she wanted. And I was like, girl, trust me, you don't want too much baby hair. You just want one swoop and that's it. And she was like, yeah, you're right. So yeah, we went for the one swoop look. So yeah, I just defined the curve of the baby hair a little bit, and that was that. Guys, I always say baby hair is a pain. It could literally make or break your hairstyle, so seriously take your time, but at the same time you don't want to take too long because the mousse will eventually lift up the lace, so you have to be light-handed with it, very light-handed, and just do it. Don't overdo it, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what, practice makes perfect. Just keep on practicing and you will get better, I promise. Now that that is done, simple baby hair, I like to set it with my got to be spray and then a silk scarf, and there she goes right back under the hood dryer, and I left her in there for 15 minutes and voila, this was the result. I took the silk scarf off and yes, her hair was slayed. So I like to just comb it out a little bit because the mousse, it tends to make to make the hair a bit hard. So I like to use my favorite keracare wax stick and my hot comb to basically smooth out the roots. So now we're gonna get on to styling the hair. I like to blow dry the hair first all the time. It just helps the hair to be smooth, and it just helps the tonguing process. So for this look, I like to spritz the hair first and then wrap the hair around the wand because we're going for a loose sparrow look. So I'm not using section clips with this particular styling. Just spritz and wrap the hair around the wand and then just let the hair drop because we're going for a loose curl type of look. Also, I did not film this styling session in detail. If you do want a detailed styling video, comment down below and I will make a detailed video on how I achieved this look. Look at that melt, I love it. So what I'm doing now is I'm using a little bit of serum over the baby hairs because I'm going to comb out the baby hairs for a softer look. So the serum just helps it to, to create that softer look, but yet a bit shiny, you know what I mean, glossy, fresh hair. And yeah, and I'm just combing out the curls. You know what, guys, I love this Insta. I love the hair, I love the color. And can we take a moment and talk about her makeup? Like, I'm gonna link her in my bio. Make sure you check her out. She's a YouTuber as well. She does makeup, hauls, hair, everything. I love her channel, so check her out. Guys, let me know what you think. Comment, thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And see you in my next video. Stay blessed and love ya. Bye now. you.